Have you ever felt like you were born for something greater? Something beyond the ordinary? Like there's a part of you that's awake, aware, and searching, while the rest of the world seems asleep? If so, know this: you are not alone. You are one of the chosen. This message wasn't found by accident. It was drawn to you at exactly the right time, because your spirit is ready to rise. Today, I invite you on a journey, a sacred awakening to who you truly are, why you have walked through seasons of isolation, and how to finally connect with the tribe that will walk with you into your destiny. This is not just a message, it's a calling. Are you ready to answer? Before beginning the video, let's subscribe, like this video, and stay with me until the end of this message, and you will understand why you were led here. This is your moment. To be called a chosen one is often misunderstood. It is not a title meant to elevate the ego or suggest superiority over others. Rather, it is a sacred designation, a profound spiritual responsibility that sets you on a unique and challenging path. Long before your first breath, before you stepped into this physical world, your soul made a deliberate agreement. It accepted a divine mission, a higher calling that would require strength, perseverance, and an unwavering commitment to truth. This calling marks you as different, not in a superficial way, but at the very core of your being. From a young age, you may have sensed that you didn't quite fit into the ordinary rhythms of life. You felt a subtle yet persistent yearning for something deeper, something more meaningful than what others seem satisfied with. While many are content with surface-level distractions and fleeting pleasures, your spirit has always been drawn to profound truths and a higher purpose. This restless longing is not a flaw or a curse. It is the unmistakable sign of a soul awakened to its divine assignment. Being chosen means you carry a light that shines differently in a world that often embraces darkness. It means you are called to stand for love, integrity, and authenticity, even when it is difficult. Even when it costs you comfort, relationships, or acceptance. Your mission is not to blend in or to conform, but to be a beacon that awakens and inspires others. This role is not easy. It demands courage to walk a path that few understand, resilience to endure trials that sometimes feel unbearable, and humility to serve a purpose greater than yourself. You may have experienced isolation, rejection, or misunderstanding because of this. Perhaps your sensitivity was labeled as weakness, your intensity mistaken for anger, or your quiet depth dismissed as aloofness. But these experiences have not been accidental. They have been part of your preparation, tools refining your spirit and deepening your wisdom. Your ability to see beyond the surface, to discern the hidden motives in others, and to sense spiritual truths is a gift. It sets you apart, but it also equips you for the sacred work ahead. To be chosen by God or the divine is to accept a responsibility that often comes with hardship. The greater the calling, the heavier the trials. You have likely faced challenges that would have broken others, yet here you are, still standing, still listening, still answering the call. This endurance is not simply human strength, it is divine grace at work in you. It proves that your soul is marked for something extraordinary. In essence, being chosen means you are a spiritual warrior. Your journey is one of awakening, healing, and transformation. It is a path that leads you to love deeper, feel more profoundly, and live with purpose. You are not here to be like everyone else. You were born different, not by chance, but by divine design. And in embracing this truth, you begin to step fully into the powerful, beautiful destiny that awaits you. One of the most difficult aspects of being chosen is the experience of isolation. For many who walk this sacred path, there comes a season, sometimes lasting years, when they feel deeply alone, unseen, and misunderstood. This solitude can feel heavy, even painful, as if the world has turned its back, and no one truly knows the weight you carry. But this season of isolation is not a punishment or a sign of failure. Instead, it is a divine invitation to prepare, to purify, and to become ready for the mission you were born to fulfill. Throughout history, Those who carried great spiritual callings often retreated into solitude before stepping into their purpose. Think of the prophets who wandered the wilderness, the mystics who sought silence in caves, and even the Messiah who withdrew from the crowds to pray and reflect. These moments of solitude were never accidental. They were essential. They created space for transformation, a space where distractions fall away and the soul can deepen its connection with the divine. Your own season of isolation has likely involved a stripping away of comfort, familiar relationships, and old identities. People who once seemed close may have drifted away. Doors you expected to open have closed, and the familiar rhythms of life have shifted dramatically. While this process can feel confusing or even painful, it is a sacred work of refinement. The divine is removing all that no longer belongs, making room for the new you, the one who is aligned with your higher purpose. In isolation, you learn to trust something deeper than the approval of others or the security of familiar surroundings. You are invited to rely on the inner voice of divine guidance, which often speaks most clearly in the quiet moments when the world's noise fades away. This is where your spiritual discernment is sharpened, where your faith is tested, and where your true identity begins to emerge without masks or pretenses. It's important to understand that this period of solitude is also a form of protection. The gifts you carry, the light, the wisdom, the healing, are precious and powerful. They are not meant to be exposed to the wrong environments or people before you are fully ready. The Most High has sheltered you, hidden your anointing until the timing is perfect. This divine protection may have felt like loneliness or abandonment, but in truth, it was a shield guarding your sacred calling. While isolation can feel like a heavy burden, it is also a sacred blessing. It is a time when your spirit is being fortified, your purpose clarified, and your character strengthened. You are being prepared not only to walk your path, but to lead others, to guide your tribe, and to fulfill the mission only you can accomplish. So if you are in this season now, know that you are not forgotten. You are not broken. You are being molded by divine hands, readying you for a time of profound connection and powerful service. This sacred season of isolation will pass, and when it does, you will step forward transformed, whole, wise, and radiant, prepared to rise and walk fully in the light you were born to carry. The moment of spiritual awakening is one of the most profound and transformative experiences you can encounter. It is not something that happens by accident or as a fleeting phase. It is a deliberate divine shaking that pulls you out of the sleep of illusion and calls you into a higher reality. This awakening changes everything, uprooting old beliefs, altering your perceptions, and reshaping your very soul. Before awakening, the world may have felt familiar but somehow hollow. You went through life following patterns, beliefs, and roles that were handed down or adopted unconsciously. But deep inside, something stirred. A quiet voice, a restless longing, or an inner knowing that there had to be more. When the awakening comes, it is like a veil lifting from your eyes. Suddenly, you begin to see the world, and yourself, with new clarity and depth. This awakening often feels violent and confusing because it dismantles the comfortable illusions that once gave you security. You may start to question everything: your relationships, your values, your purpose. Habits that once brought comfort no longer satisfy. People and situations you once accepted may no longer feel right. This process can be painful because it forces you to confront your shadows, your fears, and the parts of yourself you might have hidden away. But this pain is sacred. It is the death of the false self and the birth of your authentic spirit. The spiritual awakening is a rebirth that frees you from chains of deception, self-betrayal, and spiritual sleep. You begin to awaken to your divine identity, your unique gifts, and your higher mission on earth. The voice of the Most High grows louder in your heart, guiding you toward truth and away from illusions. With this new vision, you start to recognize signs and synchronicities that once went unnoticed. Repeating numbers, meaningful encounters, and subtle messages all become confirmations that you are on the right path. Your intuition sharpens, and you develop a heightened sensitivity to energies around you. You may feel the pain of others more deeply, sense the unspoken truths in conversations, or receive dreams and visions that guide your steps. However, this awakening can also bring isolation. As your truth deepens, you may find it harder to connect with those who remain asleep to these realities. This separation, while painful, is necessary to protect your growth and to prepare you for new soul-aligned relationships. Ultimately, the awakening is a sacred preparation, a clearing away of falsehoods so that your true frequency can rise. And once your frequency rises, you begin to attract your soul tribe, those who vibrate at the same spiritual level and share your divine mission. Your awakening is not just about you. It is the key that unlocks the door to a community where you will be understood, supported, and empowered. This is the moment where your path truly begins. The confusion and chaos give way to clarity and purpose. Your soul's voice becomes unmistakable, calling you onward. The awakening changes everything because it reconnects you to your origin, your divine source, and your sacred calling. Embrace this transformation, even when it feels difficult. It is the essential step toward becoming the powerful, radiant being you were always meant to be. After the deep transformation of your spiritual awakening, a new longing begins to stir within you, the desire to find your soul tribe. This tribe is not just a group of friends or acquaintances. They are the people who resonate with your deepest essence, those who share your frequency, your values, and your divine mission. Finding your soul tribe is one of the most powerful steps on your spiritual journey because it brings a sense of belonging, support, and mutual growth unlike any other. Your soul tribe feels like coming home after a long, exhausting journey. When you are with them, there is an immediate sense of ease, understanding, and acceptance. You don't have to explain yourself or hide parts of who you are. Your light is met with celebration, not judgment. Their presence mirrors your own soul, both your strengths and your shadows, encouraging you to grow and heal in ways you never thought possible. But discovering your tribe is not about chance or convenience. It is about alignment, spiritual and energetic alignment. You attract your tribe through the vibration you hold, not through forcing connections or seeking approval. If you are still carrying fear, self-doubt, or masking your true self, you may find it hard to connect with those who truly belong in your life. Your tribe recognizes the authentic you, the person who lives boldly in their truth and embraces their spiritual gifts without apology. Recognizing your soul tribe often happens in subtle, almost mystical ways. You might encounter them repeatedly in unexpected places, feel drawn to certain communities or events, or experience meaningful synchronicities, those divine nudges that confirm you are on the right path. Sometimes you may receive intuitive impressions or dreams that guide you toward specific people or places. It's important to remember that your tribe is not meant to complete you. They meet you where you already are whole. Their purpose is to support your growth and amplify your gifts as you fulfill your sacred mission together. True Soul Tribe members challenge you lovingly, hold space for your healing, and celebrate your victories. Finding your tribe also requires patience and discernment. Not everyone who seems aligned is truly your tribe. Some connections may be temporary or serve specific lessons. Trust your intuition to guide you in welcoming those who uplift you and releasing those who drain your energy. When you finally connect with your soul tribe, you will experience a powerful awakening of community and purpose. Together, you will rise higher, shine brighter, and walk boldly into the mission you were born to fulfill. While the idea of finding your soul tribe fills your heart with hope and excitement, it's important to recognize that this journey is not without its challenges. The path to genuine spiritual connection is often layered with tests, lessons, and moments of deep inner work. Understanding these challenges can prepare you to navigate them with grace, discernment, and faith. One of the first and most common obstacles is encountering counterfeit connections. Not everyone who speaks the language of spirituality or claims to be awake is truly aligned with divine truth. Some wear masks of light but operate from ego-driven motives, manipulation, or unresolved wounds. When you're longing for connection, it's easy to mistake familiarity or surface similarities for soul resonance. That's why discernment is crucial. Pay close attention to how people make you feel. Do they uplift your spirit and encourage your growth? Or do they create confusion, doubt, or drain your energy? Your intuition is a powerful guide. Learn to trust it, even when your mind tries to rationalize otherwise. Another challenge is impatience. After long seasons of loneliness and searching, the desire to find your tribe can lead to rushing connections or holding on to relationships that aren't truly aligned. Remember, divine timing is perfect. True soul tribe members arrive when both hearts are ready. Forcing a connection rarely leads to lasting, healthy relationships. Be patient and trust that what is meant for you will come in its own time. Old wounds and fears may also resurface as you deepen your connections. Your tribe reflects both your light and your shadows, which means healing can be triggered. Issues like fear of abandonment, trust struggles, or vulnerability may come up. These moments are not setbacks. They are opportunities to heal together in love and acceptance. A true tribe walks beside you through these challenges, offering grace and support rather than judgment or abandonment. Finally, understand that not every soul connection is meant to last forever. Some tribe members come for a season, helping you grow into your next version before moving on. This natural flow requires releasing relationships with love and faith, trusting that your divine path unfolds perfectly. Embracing these challenges with awareness and courage strengthens your journey. Each obstacle is an invitation to deepen your faith, refine your discernment, and step more fully into the powerful mission you were born to fulfill. When you finally unite with your soul tribe, something extraordinary happens. A powerful shift that touches every part of your being. This union is more than just a gathering of like-minded individuals. It is a sacred convergence of energies, missions, and hearts that creates a force far greater than the sum of its parts. Together, you awaken potentials, accelerate growth, and step into a higher level of purpose. One of the first gifts you'll notice in your tribe is a sense of effortless growth. What once felt heavy, slow, or overwhelming now flows naturally. This is because your tribe members do not drain your energy. They amplify it. They celebrate your strengths and encourage you to stretch beyond your limits. In their presence, your dreams feel more attainable, and your spiritual gifts shine brighter. This energy exchange creates momentum, propelling each member forward on their divine journey. Beyond growth, your tribe activates dormant gifts within you. Perhaps you've held back certain abilities, prophetic insight, healing, intuitive knowing, because you didn't feel safe or understood. But surrounded by your tribe, these gifts awaken and deepen. Your intuition becomes sharper, your spiritual downloads more frequent, and your creative expressions more inspired. This activation is a divine chain reaction, as each soul's light sparks the others, unlocking new levels of power and insight. The power of union also lies in belonging and acceptance. With your tribe, you experience a profound sense of being truly seen and valued for exactly who you are, flaws, shadows, and all. You no longer need to shrink or hide parts of yourself to fit in. Instead, your authenticity is met with love and celebration. This acceptance creates a safe space where vulnerability becomes a strength and healing can flourish. Together, your tribe becomes a collective force for transformation, not only for each other, but for the world. The union of your energies creates a ripple effect, spreading healing, awakening, and light far beyond your immediate circle. Your combined presence brings hope and change to communities, families, and even nations. In essence, the power of union is the sacred fulfillment of the journey you began when you first answered the call to awaken. It is the moment where your preparation meets divine alignment and your mission ignites with unstoppable force. This is what you have been waiting for, and it is closer than you think. Finding your soul tribe is a profound blessing, but it is just the beginning of a greater journey. Within this sacred community, you are not simply one among many. You carry a unique and essential role that only you can fulfill. Your gifts, your experiences, and your essence combine to create a frequency that enriches the entire tribe and advances its divine mission. Every member of the tribe contributes in a distinct way. You might be the healer, whose presence brings peace and restoration to weary hearts. You may be the seer, gifted with visions and insights that illuminate the path ahead. Perhaps you are the protector, standing guard over the tribe's safety and spiritual well-being. Or you could be the teacher, sharing wisdom that awakens others to their own power and purpose. Whatever your role, remember this: you are vital. Your contribution cannot be replicated or replaced. The tribe's strength depends on the fullness of your expression, your courage to show up authentically, your willingness to share your gifts freely, and your commitment to serve the greater good. It's natural to sometimes doubt your readiness or feel intimidated by the greatness you see in others. But know that the same divine power that chose you has equipped you. You lack nothing. Every challenge you have endured, every moment of growth and healing, has prepared you for this sacred position. Within your tribe, your authenticity is your greatest strength. You don't need to compete or compare. Instead, your presence invites others to step into their own truth. Your vulnerability becomes a source of healing, your faith a beacon of hope, and your leadership a call to rise. You also serve as a mirror to your tribe members, reflecting back their light when they forget their power and holding space for their healing when doubt creeps in. Your role is not just to receive, but to give, to uplift, encourage, and activate the divine potential within everyone around you. Remember, serving your tribe is not about exhausting yourself or striving endlessly. It flows naturally from a place of abundance and grace. Being fully who you are, living in truth and light, is the most powerful ministry you can offer. You are not a mistake or an accident. You are a sacred instrument in the divine symphony, vital to the harmony and mission of your tribe. Embrace your role with boldness and joy, knowing that through you, the collective light shines brighter than ever. Chosen one, breathe this in deeply. Your waiting is over. The isolation, the pain, the confusion, they have all led to this moment. The tribe is forming. The mission is calling. Your light is rising. The world needs your voice, your gifts, your fearless presence. Stand tall. Shine boldly. Own your divine identity without apology. The Most High has not forgotten you. Your tribe is coming, not by chance, but by divine appointment. Your time to rise is now. If this message speaks to your soul, declare it with me. Comment 777 and let the universe know you are ready to step into your sacred destiny. Beloved Chosen One, this isn't coincidence. This isn't chance. This is your divine appointment. If your eyes are on these words, it means your soul is being summoned by the very voice of God. You've entered a moment so sacred, so time-sensitive, that heaven itself leans close to watch what you will do next. You may already feel it stirring, a tug in your spirit, a trembling in your chest. That is not emotion. It is confirmation. The eternal Creator is calling you by name, not to merely be inspired, but to be activated, not to be stirred, but to step out. This is not just a message. It is a prophetic instruction, a spiritual transaction, a holy moment that will shift the course of your destiny, if you dare to respond. So pause, breathe, lean in, because you only have one day. There are moments in life that feel heavier than others, not with burden, but with divine weight. Moments when time feels suspended, when the ordinary fades into the background and something deep within you whispers, "Pay attention." This is one of those moments, not a passing emotion, not a fleeting thought, but a sacred summons. If your spirit feels stirred right now, it's because heaven is reaching for you. You're not where you are by accident. You didn't stumble upon this word. You were led here, intentionally, precisely, and prophetically. Everything in your life has been building toward this very moment. The delays, the detours, the disappointments, they weren't setbacks. They were setup points for divine acceleration. Now the wait is over. The season of someday has expired, and the season of now has arrived. Heaven has opened a narrow window over your life. What you do next will shape not only your direction but your destiny. This is not the time for hesitation, because in this sacred intersection between your readiness and God's timing lives the power to shift everything. And that shift begins now, with your response. When God speaks, it's never without purpose. His voice doesn't echo to fill silence. It moves to shift hearts, realign destinies, and awaken what has been lying dormant. Right now, he's not speaking to the crowd. He's speaking to you. The tug in your spirit, the fire in your chest, the tears you can't explain. This is not coincidence. It's confirmation. Your soul is responding to a call that's been echoing from eternity, waiting for your yes. Some may have heard it but dismissed it. Others may have ignored it entirely. But you stayed. You felt the weight of this moment, and something in you refused to walk away. That is the mark of the chosen. You don't just hear God's voice, you recognize it. Today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your hearts. This isn't a general encouragement. This is a prophetic alignment, a divine invitation into movement. Heaven is releasing clarity, strategy, and direction, but it's only activated through your obedience. The confirmation you've been praying for is already here. It's woven into this very moment. Don't wait for a louder sign. God is speaking. Now it's your turn to respond, with courage, with trust, and with action. If you've ever wondered why the road here was so difficult, why the tears, the loneliness, the closed doors, understand this. None of it was wasted. God never allows pain without purpose. The very wounds you thought disqualified, you were actually preparing you. Every silent prayer, every night you questioned your worth, every moment you felt unseen, those were sacred classrooms. You weren't being punished, you were being positioned. The path may have felt broken, but it was holy ground. Like Joseph, betrayed and forgotten before being elevated, or David, anointed in obscurity long before he wore a crown, your journey was not a detour. It was a divine route. What felt like delay was divine development. What looked like rejection was redirection. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. Now you're here, not broken but built, not abandoned but anointed. Your pain carved out space for purpose. It deepened your compassion, sharpened your discernment, and anchored your faith. And now, every scar carries authority. You're no longer defined by what you survived. You're empowered by it. God doesn't choose the flawless. He chooses the forged. And you, chosen one, have been forged by fire for such a time as this. You've been trained to push harder, work longer, prove yourself louder. But in the kingdom of God, breakthrough doesn't come from burnout. It comes from alignment. You don't need to chase doors when God has already prepared the path. What you need now is not more effort, but more clarity. Not more striving, but more surrender. The pain you walked through in the past was never meant to turn you into a performer. It was meant to teach you to trust the rhythm of divine timing. God's favor doesn't follow hustle, it follows obedience. And right now, He's calling you to step out of frantic movement and into focused faith. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and He will make your path straight. When you move in alignment, things begin to accelerate, not because you forced them, but because heaven released them. Your provision is hidden in your positioning. So stop asking, what should I do? And begin asking, where is God leading me? When your steps align with His strategy, doors will open that no man can shut. This is not your season to hustle harder. This is your season to walk in rhythm with heaven. There comes a point when preparation must give way to activation. You've rehearsed the lessons, recited the promises, and carried the weight of past seasons faithfully. But now, the testing is over. The page is turning. This is no longer a time to keep rehearsing the wilderness. It's time to rise and walk into the promise. Many of God's chosen linger in the shadows, not because they're not ready, but because they've grown too used to waiting. But beloved, you are not waiting anymore. You are released. The anointing that covered your quiet seasons now crowns your next one. Well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy of your master. You passed the test, not barely, but with excellence. You remained steadfast when no one saw. You loved when it was easier to close your heart. You stayed when walking away felt safer. And heaven took note. This is not the time to shrink. This is not the hour to question your worth. The authority that once seemed distant is now resting on you. Don't second-guess the stage God is calling you to stand on. The time for rehearsing is over. You've already been prepared. Now it's time to rise. What once moved slowly will now move swiftly. The season of delay is being swallowed up by divine acceleration. You're not just stepping into answered prayer, you're stepping into a suddenly. The ground beneath you is shifting, and heaven is breathing momentum into every area that once felt stuck. This is not ordinary progress. This is prophetic acceleration, where what should have taken years begins to unfold in days. Relationships will realign, doors will open, opportunities will chase you down. But this movement isn't random. It's reserved for those who are aligned. At the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. And beloved, this is the right time. You see, God has been storing favor for you, not because you weren't ready, but because the timing wasn't. But now, heaven has declared that the appointed moment has arrived. What you sowed in tears, you will now reap in joy. This acceleration will not be chaotic. It will be coordinated. You won't have to force it. You'll simply flow with it. So walk with confidence. Trust the pace of grace. Don't look back in hesitation. Move forward in expectation. Because when heaven says now, nothing on earth can stop it. To move into what's next, you must release what's behind. The greatest enemy of your future is not failure. It's familiarity. And while your past may have shaped you, it was never meant to define you. God is calling you forward, not to revisit what was, but to walk boldly into what is becoming. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means trusting that God is doing something greater than what you had to leave behind. The people who walked away, the opportunities that closed, the dreams that seemed delayed, they all served a purpose. But now, that season is finished. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. You can't grab hold of the new with hands clinging to the old. Some chapters must close without closure. Some doors must stay shut because what's ahead requires a new version of you. Healed, whole, unburdened. So breathe deeply. Loosen your grip. Trust that what God has planned is not just different. It's better. Every step forward is a declaration that you believe in His promise more than your past. The next chapter is not waiting on clarity. It's waiting on your release. God's plan for your life was never survival. It was overflow. You were not created to barely get by, to live in constant lack, or to shrink under the weight of struggle. No, beloved, you were created to carry the abundance of heaven. And this abundance isn't something you have to chase. It's part of your inheritance as a child of God. This isn't about luxury or excess. It's about wholeness, peace in your mind, strength in your body, clarity in your purpose, and provision for your journey. The dry places you've walked through weren't punishment. They were preparation for the rain that's now coming. You crown the year with your goodness, and your paths drip with abundance. You don't have to earn it. You simply have to receive it. But here's the truth. Abundance flows through alignment. When you walk in obedience, heaven releases what's already yours. Not because you're perfect, but because you're positioned. So don't settle for scarcity when God has called you to stewardship. Don't apologize for increase when He's appointed you to impact. This isn't the time to downplay what God is doing. It's time to step fully into the overflow and carry it with purpose. This moment is more than encouragement. It's activation. What you're feeling isn't inspiration. It's a divine ignition deep in your spirit. Heaven isn't just speaking to you, it's commissioning you. This is not the end of a message, it's the beginning of movement. God is transferring clarity, boldness, and spiritual authority into your life right now. You're not stepping into potential, you're stepping into purpose. Every dormant gift, every buried vision, every silenced dream is being awakened. The alignment you feel is confirmation that heaven has released its instruction. All that's required now is your response. The steps of a righteous person are ordered by the Lord. You no longer have to wonder, wait, or wander. The fog is lifting, the way is becoming clear, and the presence of God is lighting your path, not with explanation, but with direction. This is your prophetic pivot. You're not moving out of desperation, but out of divine order. Your spirit is no longer stuck in survival mode. You are entering assignment mode. So rise. Move when He says move. Speak when He says speak. And trust deeply that what's being activated in you now is not just for today, but for generations to come. You were never just called to watch from the sidelines. You were marked to rise, to speak, to build, to carry the light of God into the darkest places. And now, heaven is declaring, this is your time. You're not just part of a crowd, you're part of a remnant, a royal priesthood, a chosen generation. Many are called, but few are chosen. You didn't earn this moment, you agreed with it. When others turned back, you stayed. When fear whispered retreat, you whispered yes. And that yes, quiet, costly, courageous, is what set you apart. Now the world will see what heaven has always known, that you are ready. You've been refined, not ruined. You've been hidden, not forgotten. And now God is lifting you, not for applause, but for assignment. Not for comfort, but for kingdom impact. This is not the rise of the proud, but of the yielded. Those who have wrestled in the secret place, those who wept and waited, those who chose obedience over opinion. The rising has begun. The remnant is awakening, and you, beloved, are among them. So step forward, not as one hoping to be chosen, but as one who already is. Chosen one, the message has been spoken. The confirmation has been released. The stirring in your spirit was never imagination. It was invitation. But what happens next is not up to chance. It's up to you. You've been called out of hesitation and into holy movement. You've been reminded that delay is no longer an option, that fear no longer gets to hold your future hostage. Everything you need is already within you, placed there by the hand of God. But every promise requires partnership. Every destiny demands a decision. So ask yourself, will you scroll past what heaven just delivered? Or will you rise, respond, and move into the life you were born to live? You've made it this far because your spirit was ready. Now it's time to walk like it, speak like it, and live like it. You are chosen, not just to be inspired, but to make impact. And it all begins with obedience. Thank you, truly, for leaning in, for staying until the end, and for listening not just with your ears, but with your heart. Your presence here means more than you know. If this message spoke to your soul, if something deep within you was awakened, we invite you to join this growing community of faith, fire, and purpose. Subscribe to this channel for more prophetic messages, biblical encouragement, and spirit-led guidance designed to fuel your walk with God. Your journey doesn't end here. It's only just beginning, and we can't wait to walk it with you. So rise boldly, obey fully, shine freely. And remember, what's ahead is greater. Always has been, always will be. Amen. You were not born on an ordinary day. You didn't arrive into this world by coincidence. Your birth wasn't a random event marked on a human calendar. It was a divine appointment etched in heaven's eternal timeline. The month you were born holds prophetic meaning. It carries spiritual fingerprints, Messages from God about who you are and why you were chosen for this moment in history. Your identity is not defined by earthly circumstances, but by heavenly design. Heaven speaks in patterns, symbols, and seasons. And one of its most personal messages to you is hidden in your birth month. Whether you came into the world under the quiet snowfall of December or the renewing winds of April, you carry a sacred purpose. This is not astrology. This is about your divine calling, a spiritual alignment between your soul and the timing of your birth. Every month holds a different kind of anointing, a distinct spiritual current designed to empower the gifts placed inside you. January. The Trailblazers. January opens the door to a new year, a blank canvas where possibilities await. Those born in this month are not here by accident. They carry a divine mantle of beginnings. Spiritually, January symbolizes the origin, the first spark of movement, the breath before creation. In the same way that God began the world with light and order, January-born individuals are marked by a sacred calling to initiate, lead, and ignite. You are a trailblazer, called to take the first step when no one else dares to move. There's a pioneering spirit within you, a boldness that sees opportunity in the unknown. You don't need a clear path laid out ahead. Your faith builds the road as you walk. When others hesitate, you act. When the world waits, you lead. But your leadership isn't loud or forceful. It's powerful in its quiet consistency. You influence through action, not demand. Your presence naturally inspires motion. This is your gift, to bring life to what is stagnant, to spark change where there is hesitation. Even in seasons of pressure, remember, you were chosen to be the beginning of something greater. You don't just start things, you awaken the world to what could be. February. The Peacemakers. February, though the shortest month, carries a depth of spirit that is anything but small. Those born in this sacred time are marked by a divine sensitivity, a heart attuned to the emotions, burdens, and silent cries of others. In a world often overwhelmed by noise and chaos, your soul moves differently. You were created not to dominate, but to soothe, reconcile, and restore. Your gift is peace, not a passive quiet, but an active healing presence. You walk into a room and tension softens. You listen with more than your ears. You hear with your heart. Like Christ being consecrated in the temple, your life is set apart for sacred compassion. You are a gentle reminder that love doesn't need to shout to be strong. You bring calm where there is conflict, clarity where confusion reigns. People may not always understand your quiet spirit, but they feel safe in your presence. That's no accident. It's your calling. You are a bridge between brokenness and wholeness, between hurt and healing. Keep walking softly, for your steps carry divine comfort. You don't just bring peace, you are peace, wrapped in human form, sent to remind the world that tenderness is powerful. March, the Faithful Navigators. March arrives as a season of transition, a bridge between the harshness of winter and the promise of spring. Spiritually, it mirrors the journey between trials and transformation. Those born in March are not strangers to storms. Instead, they are divinely equipped to navigate through them with unwavering faith. Your soul was crafted to move forward, even when the path is unclear and the skies are heavy. Like Noah building the ark amid ridicule, your life is a testimony of obedience in uncertain times. You don't wait for ideal conditions. You follow divine direction, trusting that God sees what lies ahead. This inner strength doesn't always roar. It endures. You carry stability in your spirit, anchoring others when their world feels like it's drifting. When chaos surrounds you, you remain steady. When others lose hope, you press on. This perseverance isn't natural, it's sacred. You were chosen to lead through storms, to be the calm in the middle of life's waves. Your calling is not to avoid difficulty, but to prove that faith still floats, even in the deepest waters. And through your endurance, others learn to believe again. April, The reborn April breathes renewal into the earth, a season where life returns, flowers bloom, and what once seemed dead begins to rise again. Spiritually, this month carries the essence of resurrection. Those born in April are marked by this same powerful rhythm of restoration and rebirth. Your life is not defined by what you've lost, but by how you rise after the fall. There is a divine resilience within you, a hope that refuses to be silenced. Even when everything seems broken, your spirit whispers, "This is not the end." Like the empty tomb that declared Christ's victory, your presence testifies to the possibility of new beginnings. You don't just survive hardship, you emerge from it transformed, wiser, and stronger. People look to you when they've lost their way, because your life proves that there is always a second chance. You carry within you the power to revive dreams, to reignite faith, to remind others that God is never finished writing their story. Your calling is to bring life where there was once despair, to be a sign that nothing is too far gone for God to restore. Through you, others find the courage to begin again. May, the guardians of faith. May stands as a month of strength and stability, a season where the earth is firm beneath our feet and growth surrounds us. Those born in May embody this grounded strength, carrying a quiet but powerful faith that sustains not only themselves but also those around them. You were created to be a guardian of faith, a steady presence in times of uncertainty. Your courage doesn't come with fanfare. It reveals itself in stillness, in loyalty, in the unshakable conviction that God is always near. Like David standing before Goliath with nothing but a stone and trust in God, you face life's giants with calm assurance. You inspire others not by loud declarations, but by the unwavering peace you bring into every space. When others falter, your presence gives them strength. When fear tries to take hold, your faith stands firm. Even when you feel weak, you continue to extend your hand to others, because that is your calling. You were born to steady the trembling, comfort the weary, and point others back to hope. In a world easily shaken, you are a stronghold. Through your life, people remember that true strength is found in faith that does not fail. June, the builders of foundation. June arrives with warmth and intention, a time when growth takes root and foundations deepen. Those born in this month carry a unique anointing, the sacred calling to build with purpose and strength. You are not drawn to the temporary or the shallow. Instead, your spirit seeks depth, structure, and things that last. You are a builder at heart, not just of projects, but of people, relationships, and spiritual legacies. Like the wise man in Jesus' parable who built his house upon the rock, your life is defined by stability and foresight. You don't act on impulse. You move with wisdom. Your decisions are thoughtful, your presence reassuring, and your influence lasting. While others may chase quick results, you invest in what endures. Your quiet consistency is your strength. You may not always seek recognition, but your work speaks for itself. God has entrusted you with the gift of laying strong foundations, truth, trust, and faith, so that others can build upon them confidently. Your calling is to create spaces where others find safety and structure, to establish spiritual ground that can weather any storm. You were born not just to construct, but to anchor what matters most. July. The Sacred Questioners. July brings with it a spirit of reflection, a time when warmth slows the world down just enough for deeper thoughts to surface. Those born in this month are not content with surface answers. You carry a sacred curiosity, a divine restlessness that pushes beyond the obvious to uncover truth, meaning, and spiritual depth. You are not a skeptic, you are a seeker. Your questions are not rooted in doubt, but in a hunger for something real. Like Thomas, who longed to see and touch the risen Christ, you desire genuine encounter, not borrowed beliefs. This need for understanding is not a weakness, it is a divine gift. Your search for truth draws others out of complacency and invites them to explore their own faith more honestly. People feel safe asking hard questions around you because you do not judge. You listen, you reflect, and you guide. Your presence encourages authenticity. You were not made to blindly accept. You were made to awaken others through thoughtful insight. Your calling is to illuminate hidden truths, to challenge with grace, and to lead with wisdom. In a world that often fears the unknown, your courage to ask why opens doors to deeper faith. August, the Seekers of the Eternal. August arrives with quiet majesty, a month that bridges the brightness of summer with the whispers of change. Those born in August carry a longing that goes beyond this world. Your soul is drawn to what is eternal, unseen, and sacred. You were created not just to exist, but to seek the divine in all things. There is a depth in you that others may not immediately understand. While many are content with what they can touch or explain, you are always searching for the presence of God beneath the surface. You perceive what is hidden, sense what is unspoken, and feel what others overlook. This spiritual sensitivity is not accidental. It's your calling. You are a reminder that there is more than what meets the eye. Like the Mount of Transfiguration where Jesus revealed his glory, your life carries glimpses of heaven. Simply by being who you are, you awaken others to seek God more deeply. Your presence stirs hunger for truth, for purpose, for the eternal. You don't just walk through life. You point others upward, reminding them that their souls were made for more. In a world chasing temporary things, you are a voice that calls people back to what truly lasts. September, the Organizers of the Kingdom. September enters with a quiet sense of purpose, a time when the world begins to reset, prepare, and realign. Those born in this month carry a similar grace, a calling to bring structure where there is chaos and to align what has fallen out of place. You are not simply orderly by nature. You are spiritually designed to organize, refine, and restore purpose. You notice what others overlook. Where confusion abounds, your spirit senses clarity. You have an eye for detail, but more than that, you have a heart that longs to see things working together in harmony. Like God in Genesis, who brought order out of formlessness, you too carry the ability to create divine structure, whether in relationships, ministries, or ideas. Your presence brings direction. People trust your wisdom because they sense the integrity behind your actions. You do not impose change. You guide it with patience and discernment. Your voice brings calm. Your vision brings balance. In every environment you enter, you quietly begin to rebuild what's been scattered. You were born not only to plan, but to prepare the way. Your calling is to establish the foundations of God's kingdom, making space for others to thrive in clarity, purpose, and peace. October, the Soul Transformers. October arrives with a quiet beauty. The leaves begin to fall, the air shifts, and creation prepares for something new. This gentle transformation mirrors the soul of those born in October. You carry within you the sacred gift of inner change. Your life is a testimony that transformation doesn't always roar. It often whispers, slowly reshaping hearts with grace. You were born to help others release what no longer serves them. There's something about your presence that invites renewal. You don't force change. You embody it. Your journey has taught you how to let go, to move forward, and to embrace the new even when it's uncomfortable. That wisdom becomes a light for those stuck in cycles they no longer know how to break. People feel seen around you, not because you expose them, but because you understand them. You have the rare ability to walk with others through their transitions, offering comfort without control and guidance without judgment. Your calling is to gently awaken dormant dreams, to breathe life into broken hopes, and to remind others that change is not to be feared. It is sacred. Through your life, others learn that release is not loss, but the beginning of something beautifully new. November, the Spiritual Intuitives. November settles in with a quiet depth, a stillness that invites reflection and stirs the unseen. Those born in this month carry a rare gift, spiritual intuition, a deep inner knowing that goes beyond logic or sight. You are tuned in to what others miss, sensing movements in the soul long before they surface. You were not made to live on the surface. Your spirit is drawn to depth, to truth hidden beneath layers. You notice the unspoken, feel what isn't said, and often perceive the spiritual atmosphere around you without needing explanation. This sensitivity is not weakness. It is a powerful discernment, a heavenly tool placed within you to guide and protect. People may see you as quiet or reserved, but your stillness is intentional. You speak when it matters, move when it's meaningful. Your role is not always loud, but it is essential. You illuminate what's hidden, bring light to unseen corners, and help others navigate by truths they didn't even know they were missing. Your calling is to reveal without exposing, to protect while guiding, and to be a voice of gentle clarity in a noisy world. Through you, God whispers what others need to hear but haven't yet learned to listen for. December, the bearers of the promise. December arrives wrapped in quiet wonder, a season of stillness, light, and fulfilled hope. Those born in this sacred month carry the essence of promise kept. You were born not just to believe in light, but to be a bearer of it, especially in moments when the world feels its darkest. Your presence brings comfort. There's a calm strength in the way you move through life, gentle yet firm, soft yet unwavering. Like the birth of Christ, which broke centuries of silence, your life carries the power to awaken hope where it had long been forgotten. You are a living reminder that God keeps His word, even when the wait is long. People are drawn to your steady faith, your quiet optimism, your ability to believe not just for yourself, but for others too. In your company, doubts quiet down and hearts begin to trust again. You shine not for attention, but to guide, to show others that light still lives, that healing is still possible, and that no promise of God returns void. Your calling is to carry hope into hopeless places, to be a lighthouse when others have lost their way. Through you, the world remembers that God is still at work, still faithful, and still writing beautiful endings. You were never an accident. The moment you were born, heaven marked it with purpose. Your birth month is more than a date. It's a divine clue to the calling placed deep within you. Whether you lead, heal, build, question, or inspire, your life carries meaning far beyond what you see. When you begin to understand the spiritual weight of your season, you start to live with intention. Your gifts, your battles, even your timing, they're all part of God's perfect design. Thank you for spending this time with us. If this message spoke to your heart, we invite you to subscribe to our channel for more soul-stirring stories and spiritual insights. Your journey matters, and we're honored to walk it with you. You are not just seen by heaven, you are called. Now is the time to rise into who you were always meant to be. Have you ever gazed into the mirror and sensed a radiance that didn't exist before? A brightness in your eyes, a smoothness in your skin, not from any product or treatment, but from something deeper, something eternal? Welcome, chosen one. What you are witnessing is not just a shift in how you look, it's a transformation in who you are. You are no longer bound by the rules of time. Your aging has slowed, perhaps even reversed, because you are awakening to a higher spiritual reality. You are stepping into your divine inheritance, eternal vitality. This journey you are on is not about vanity. It's about vibrancy. It's about healing. It's about becoming aligned so fully with the universe that your soul rewrites the story your body once told. Let us explore why you are no longer aging, not in theory, but in the very real, profound metamorphosis unfolding within you. 1. Stress has fallen away. Your soul now breathes peace. Aging begins not on the skin, but deep within the nervous system, where tension builds, where worry lingers, where cortisol silently erodes vitality. For years, stress was your silent companion, carving lines across your face and fatigue into your spirit. But now, something extraordinary is happening. Through your spiritual awakening, the relentless tide of stress has begun to retreat. You've discovered sacred stillness, perhaps in morning meditation, in the steady rhythm of breath, reflective prayer. These are no longer habits. They are holy rituals that reshape your biology. Each inhale becomes a moment of peace, each exhale a release of what no longer serves you. Stress hormones decline, and in their absence, your body begins to heal. Your face softens, your energy returns. A glow begins to emerge, not from cosmetics, but from calm. This inner transformation is not invisible. It radiates outward. Your skin becomes clearer, your posture more relaxed, your voice more centered. People notice. There's something different, something lighter, something ageless about you. It's not magic, it's alignment. Just like the Sherpa people of the Himalayas, whose calm endurance shields them from the wear of time, you now carry a serenity that protects your youth. You're not simply managing stress, you are dissolving it, and in its place rises peace, warm, gentle, and timeless. This is the first true reversal. The unraveling of stress is the beginning of your return, not just to health, but to radiant spiritual youth. 2. Your body is becoming a temple, free of toxins. As your inner world began to shift, so did your relationship with your body. What was once just a vessel for survival is now honored as a sacred temple, a living, breathing reflection of your spirit. You no longer eat merely to satisfy hunger or fill emotional voids. Instead, you eat to nourish, to cleanse, and to awaken. Each bite is now intentional. You've moved away from processed foods, artificial ingredients, and chemical-laden drinks. In their place, you've embraced nature's abundance, fresh fruits, vibrant vegetables, healing herbs, and pure, living water. These are not just food items. They are gifts from the earth, sacred offerings that purify you from the inside out. With every clean meal and every sip of water, your body thanks you. The toxins that once clouded your energy and dulled your glow are now being flushed away. Your organs are restoring balance. Your cells are rejuvenating. Your skin no longer bears the fatigue of internal clutter. Instead, it shines with a quiet, confident radiance. But this transformation is more than physical. It is spiritual. You are reclaiming your body as a space of reverence. Each morning you rise and cleanse not just your body, but your energy. You start the day lighter, clearer, and more alive. You've aligned yourself with the timeless wisdom of the Hunza people, whose longevity and youthful appearance are rooted in toxin-free living and pristine mountain water. Their secret has never been hidden. It has always been simplicity, purity, and balance. Now that same wisdom flows through you. Your commitment to clean living is not a trend, it's a devotion. And the reward is undeniable. Vitality, lightness, and an unmistakable glow that reveals what words cannot. You are no longer just living, you are radiating. 3. Inner peace has become your new reflection. There is a quiet transformation that happens not in grand gestures, but in the stillness of your soul. As you journey deeper into spiritual awakening, you begin to notice that the chaos which once echoed within you has gone silent. In its place is something far more powerful: peace. This peace didn't arrive all at once. It came softly, like morning light creeping through a window. It grew with every whispered affirmation, every heartfelt prayer, every moment spent in gratitude. You began to let go of grudges, regrets, and the constant striving for things that never truly fulfilled you. In releasing them, your spirit found room to breathe. And as your soul calmed, your body followed. The tension in your face softened. The furrow in your brow faded. Your expression, once marked by worry or weariness, now carries the serenity of someone who is deeply anchored in the present moment. What you see in the mirror now is not just a younger version of yourself. It is a truer one. Your eyes reflect clarity, not confusion. Your smile, once guarded, now opens naturally and often. You exude a quiet joy, not because life has become easier, but because you've become lighter. You've tapped into the same current of peace that sustains the long-living Okinawans, who live with Ikigai, a deep sense of purpose and harmony. Like them, you've discovered that peace is not a luxury. It is a lifeline. And now, that peace has become your reflection. It radiates from your skin, flows through your gestures, and surrounds you in a presence that others feel even before you speak. You are no longer shaped by the world's noise. You are shaped by your inner stillness. And in that stillness, you have found a beauty that time cannot touch. 4. Detox has become divine. There was a time when movement felt like obligation and health routines were boxes to check off. But now, something sacred has taken root within you. The act of cleansing, once physical, has become a divine ritual that flows through every part of your being. As your spiritual awakening deepened, you began to feel the connection between body, mind, and spirit. You no longer move just to burn calories. You move to release stagnant energy. You breathe not just to live, but to cleanse your soul with every inhale, every exhale. Daily rituals like walking in nature, practicing yoga, or engaging in breathwork have become more than habits. They are moments of alignment. You are no longer forcing your body into change. You are inviting it into harmony. Each stride, each stretch, each breath now activates your body's natural purification systems. You sweat with intention. You breathe with awareness. And as a result, your inner world grows clearer, and your outer world begins to reflect that clarity. Your skin, once dulled by unseen toxins, now glows with quiet strength. Your energy is no longer heavy. It is luminous. You move through life with the grace of someone who is deeply in tune with their essence, like the people of Sardinia who integrate clean eating and daily movement into their long, vibrant lives. You've made detoxification a way of being. It's not a temporary reset. It's a lifestyle of reverence. Through this divine cleansing, your body becomes lighter, your mind sharper, and your spirit more vibrant. And with each new day you are reminded, the more you release, the more you shine. Detox is no longer something you do. It is who you are becoming. 5. Your nutrients are now nectar for the soul. Food is no longer just fuel. It has become a sacred exchange between your body and the divine. With each mindful bite, you are no longer feeding just your physical form. You are nourishing your soul. This shift did not come through diet trends or nutritional fads. It came through awareness. You began to listen to your body's wisdom, choosing vibrant, life-giving foods that speak the language of healing. Bright fruits, leafy greens, whole grains, seeds from the earth, all are now received as blessings, not burdens. Because your energy is balanced, your body absorbs nutrients with remarkable efficiency. What once passed through unnoticed now becomes vital elixirs, strengthening every cell. Your hair grows thicker, glossier. Your nails become resilient. Your skin glows with renewed clarity. These are not surface-level changes. They are reflections of deep inner replenishment. You've aligned with the ancestral wisdom of the Tarahumara people, whose endurance and vitality stem from a diet rich in natural, unprocessed nutrients. Like them, you understand that food is medicine, and that eating is a sacred act of self-respect. This reverence has transformed every meal into a moment of communion. Your body, once tired and depleted, now responds with radiance. You are not just nourished, you are revived. What you consume now becomes a mirror of who you are becoming, vibrant, balanced, and eternally youthful from the inside out. 6. Your senses are awakened to a new world. As your spirit awakens, so too does the way you experience the world. The ordinary has become extraordinary. Colors feel more vibrant, sounds more layered, and even the air around you seems charged with quiet electricity. Your senses, once dulled by distraction, are now alive with presence. This shift isn't simply biological. It is the natural consequence of living in alignment. As you've cleansed your body and quieted your mind, space has opened within you. And in that space, your perception has sharpened. You walk more slowly now, not out of lethargy, but because you feel the earth beneath your feet. You notice the texture of the breeze, the melody of birdsong, the subtle warmth of sunlight on your skin. Every moment whispers with sacred detail. This sensitivity keeps your mind agile and your body responsive. It enhances your awareness of others, deepens your intuition, and grounds you in the present like never before. You're no longer just observing life. You are communing with it. Like the sand people of the Kalahari Desert, whose legendary tracking abilities come from an almost supernatural connection to their surroundings, you too have tapped into an ancient way of being, attuned, alert, and fully awake. This heightened awareness does more than just enrich your experiences. It preserves your youth. A mind engaged, a body attentive, a soul alive. These are the qualities that keep aging at bay and vitality flowing strong. Through your awakened senses, you've rediscovered wonder. And in that wonder, you remain forever young. 7. You have released the shadows of the past. There was a time when you carried your pain like armor, quiet, unseen but unbearably heavy. The wounds of old betrayals, the grief you never voiced, the regrets that haunted your thoughts, they lingered in your body, shaping your posture, dulling your eyes, and dimming your light. But that chapter is closing. Through your spiritual awakening, you've come face to face with the shadows of your past, not to be consumed by them, but to set them free. You've allowed yourself to feel what once was buried. In the sacred spaces of journaling, reflection, and vulnerable conversation, you've poured out what no longer serves you. And with every tear shed, with every truth spoken, a layer of weight has lifted. You are not your wounds. You are the healer rising from them. This emotional release is not just therapeutic, it's transformative. Your body, once tightened by silent sorrow, now moves with ease. Your face, once hardened by emotional strain, softens. And most remarkably, your eyes, once dulled by pain, now sparkle with clarity. They shine with the brilliance of someone who has reclaimed their light, like the Cuero shamans of Peru whose luminous gaze reflects deep inner peace and spiritual cleansing. You too radiate the freedom that comes from true healing. Their eyes are known as windows to the soul, and now so are yours. The past no longer defines you. It has refined you. With each release, you step further into your essence, unburdened, radiant, and eternally renewed. 8. Energy shifts. Now harmonize your body. As you journey deeper into spiritual alignment, you've begun to notice subtle changes within, fluctuations in your energy, shifts in your mood, even changes in your physical form. These aren't random. They're sacred. They are signs that your body is responding to a higher frequency, adjusting to the flow of divine energy moving through you. Some days you feel light, almost weightless, as if gravity itself has softened. Other times your body holds more water or your appetite shifts. Rather than resisting, you've learned to listen. You understand now that these are not setbacks, they are recalibrations. Your body, like a finely tuned instrument, is being retuned to match your spirit. This energetic harmonization is supported by the sacred movements you now embrace. Tai Chi, Qigong, mindful walking, intentional breathing. Each motion becomes a conversation with the universe. Each breath balances yin and yang, restoring your internal flow. You are no longer merely exercising. You are dancing with the cosmos. Just as the Sufi mystics whirl to align themselves with divine energy, emerging refreshed, vibrant, and centered, you too are learning the sacred art of inner balance. Their graceful ceremonies lead to physical longevity and spiritual clarity. And now, that same balance flows through you. With every energy shift, your system becomes more efficient. Your skin glows. Your body feels lighter. Your mind is steady and clear. You move in rhythm with the unseen, And it shows. You are no longer fighting your body. You are in harmony with it. And in that harmony, ageless beauty arises effortlessly. 9. Your posture reflects your spiritual alignment. Without saying a word, your body speaks volumes, and now it speaks of strength, grace, and inner harmony. As your soul has risen into greater awareness, your posture has quietly followed. You no longer carry the slouch of burden or the tension of unresolved inner conflict. Instead, you stand taller, not out of pride, but out of peace. Your spine aligns naturally, your shoulders relax, and your head lifts with quiet confidence. You have become a living reflection of the alignment taking place within. This transformation didn't come from fitness goals or discipline alone. It came from healing. As your heart softened and your thoughts became still, your body responded. Every stretch in your morning yoga practice, every moment spent in mindful breathing, every gentle reminder to sit with dignity, these have slowly sculpted your physical form into a temple of equilibrium. The way you carry yourself now is sacred. It speaks of someone who knows who they are, someone grounded in purpose, centered in spirit, and open to life. You share this elegant strength with the Maasai warriors of East Africa, whose upright stature and poised movements are as much a product of spiritual tradition as physical training. Like them, your graceful posture reflects deep inner discipline and awareness. This alignment doesn't just enhance your presence, it rejuvenates you. It reduces tension, supports circulation, and infuses your movements with youthful energy. Now, wherever you go, you don't just walk, you embody balance. Your very stance is a message that true beauty is born from within, and that spiritual growth always finds its way into the physical world. You are no longer just standing, you are rising, fully aligned, fully alive. Look at yourself, not with the eyes of the past, but with the awareness you now carry. Every breath you take, every choice you make, and every moment you honor your soul is reshaping you into something timeless. You are not merely aging more slowly. You are awakening into a new kind of beauty, one that radiates from deep within. Through inner peace, spiritual discipline, and soulful alignment, you have become a living testament to what is possible when the body, mind, and spirit move as one. You are grace in motion, light in human form, a reflection of divine vitality. Thank you for walking this journey with us. Your presence here is not just appreciated, it is cherished. If this message spoke to your soul, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more uplifting stories, spiritual insights, and timeless truths to support your path. Together, let's continue to rise, ageless, radiant, and alive with purpose. Subscribe now, and let your light inspire others to shine.